I've never had Nutella. I've never had macarons. I've never had pecan pie, baklava, biscotti, marzipan, Neapolitan ice cream. There's like 8 brands of power bars that I've never gotten to try, and I can only have trail mix if I make it myself, and even then it's just like raisins and M&Ms. Notice a trend? I have a nut allergy, and it's a big deal. It poses a serious health threat to me. Anytime I eat a tree nut, I have an allergic reaction, which is where my body freaks out. Symptoms of this allergic reaction are stuff like sneezing, rashes, nausea, and in more severe cases, anaphylaxis, vomiting, hives, and even death. Even though I'm constantly checking all of the food I'm eating to make sure there's no nuts in them, I still tend to have multiple accidental allergic reactions a year. I've lost count of the number of times I've been to the ER because of an allergic reaction. Here's a selfie from the last time I was in the ER. When I finally recover, I get the pleasure of taking selfies with medical equipment, and look, they even give you free bracelets. I'm sure it can seem really fun, but I assure you it is not. The health hazards involved with allergies are very serious. Medical prevention and treatment of allergies is super costly, including costs like ambulances, ER medical attention, over-the-counter medication like Benadryl, and more serious strong medication like EpiPens, which is emergency medication in the form of portable needles that most people with severe allergies have to carry around. And it's not just me. Allergies affect a huge portion of the population. Approximately 1 in 10 kids has a food allergy, and 1 in 5 of kids with allergies has a nut allergy. That's me, dude. I have a tree nut allergy. Now, you may be thinking, wait, I've never heard of this tree nut allergy. I've only ever heard of peanut allergies, and that's because peanut allergies are way more common. The distinction between peanut and tree nut allergies is actually super important. It affects how scientists study them. Big time. Some fun facts about peanuts: they aren't actually nuts. Contrary to what the name suggests, they belong to the legume family, and are more similar to soybeans and chickpeas than they are nuts. That brings us back to tree nuts. Tree nuts are way easier to understand because they are what their name suggests. Nuts that come from trees. Some easy examples are pistachios, walnuts, macadamia nuts, hazelnuts, pecans, almonds, cashews, etc., etc. I really want to find out what causes my allergic reaction to tree nuts because it's pretty sucky to go to the ER. Also, everyone tells me Nutella is super tasty, and I've never gotten to try it. So I set out to try and find the most information about solutions to food allergies. Now we come upon a problem. There's so little research and data about tree nut allergies because there's so little we understand. We know what happens, but we don't know why. Scientifically, an allergic reaction is when the body freaks out about something that's totally harmless. So a little tiny amount of something, maybe a bit of nut, also known as an allergen, enters the body, and it's just hanging out. Nothing's happening, it's super chill, it's not harming anyone, everything's good, but the immune system thinks its presence is super suspicious, and is convinced the allergen is super harmful.
Ah! そいつはまさかスギ花粉のアレルゲンじゃないかなんてこった粘膜の排水溝から入り込んだってのはそいつだったのかこれじゃまるで言い伝えと
何を慌ててるんだスギアレルゲンは危険な抗原ではないだろう
ああまだ今な俺たち記憶細胞に代々伝わる言い伝えがあるんだ宇宙より災いの流星飛来せし時山は怒り大地は荒ぶり海はうごめく
どういう意味ですか
つまり大噴火地殻変動大洪水が一気に起こる未曾有の大災害に見舞われるんだ
大災害の前触れ
So it does its very best to get rid of the allergen, through sneezing and hives and vomiting and all of the symptoms of an allergic reaction. But we still don't know how to convince the body that it doesn't need to freak out. And science has yet to reveal the answer. However, modern-day research has begun to change things for the better. Recently, the FDA approved a new drug for use in medical facilities. It's called AR101, and it's used in oral immunotherapy food allergy studies. Let's break down what that means. Oral, meaning it's taken orally, or through the mouth, and immunotherapy, meaning it's a gradual process in hopes of obtaining immunity. So what happens is, in a controlled medical environment, doctors administer a small dose of AR101, which is equal to a small amount of peanut powder, which can in turn get as small as a 1/600th of a peanut. It's pretty small. In studies of kids with severe peanut allergies, they give them the largest amount of AR101, or peanut powder, that they can tolerate, which is usually pretty small. Slowly, over months, they start increasing the amount of AR101, and eventually, after 6 months, 64% of the kids were able to tolerate a quantity equivalent to 10 peanuts. 10 whole peanuts. Way more than they could before. Hopefully, this drug and this immunotherapy technique can be introduced into more medical facilities around the world and help more children obtain immunity or desensitization to peanuts. While this technique is currently only approved for peanuts because peanut allergies are way more common in children, I'm hoping for oral immunotherapy to eventually be used in peanut allergies, so that hopefully I and people like me can use this in the future. Looking forward, I want to learn more about exactly how oral immunotherapy works on a cellular level, and why allergies even exist. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I'm Tempest, and you're watching Disney Channel.